right, I am back again with another update. A new video here for this week, and it is Saturday the 12th. I had to double check. But it is my first week back, my first week doing my challenge that I talked about last week, and also my post-birthday week. I just turned 35 over this week, and just kind of in conjunction with this challenge, it's been pretty busy, been really good. But first, I'll just get to numbers wise. I weighed in when I started with my challenge. Our weigh-in was on Sunday, so a day after I posted the video. And then our weigh-in normally is anytime on Friday. So week one was very condensed. But in that condensed week, I did actually drop 10 pounds, which was awesome. Really what I was shooting for. There's a lot of good folks in this group. I think we did end up with 28 or 29 people for the challenge. So it was really, really good. And they are very motivating. They're posting a lot, talking about the methods that are working for them, all sorts of good stuff. So again, it's been a great start. They are also kicking a lot of ass because it's not based on just the pounds total. Of course, it is percentage. And even with me losing 10 pounds, I'm not even in the top half for the competition. So I mean, I'm not beating myself up over I did incredibly well. I'm not going to discount that in any way, shape, or form. But it does, make it a little eye-opening when I can pull that kind of a total pound number and not even be in the top half of the percents. So I, going to keep myself going. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. I keep, I don't have to say I keep telling myself that, but I've reminded myself once or twice yesterday because everyone was weighing in yesterday throughout the day. I did weigh in first thing in the morning when I got up, as most of us probably will. Always the best thing first thing in the morning. Can I pee? Can I poop? Even better, anything I can do to show that final number, which I definitely still try to do because I want to have good numbers each week, but what it really comes down to is that very final number at the end of 8 weeks, at least for the competition. But it's been really, really good. I've kept up on my water. I'm shooting for at least 100 ounces a day, and it hasn't been a problem for me to get to that. I usually I've got this bottle usually with me throughout the day, and if I fill it up to the top, I think it fills up. I've measured it at like 24, 25 ounces, something like that. So I fill that up first thing in the morning. I usually fill it up again early morning at work in our water cooler. So I go through it a few times during the day, and hitting 100 ounces hasn't been an issue for me. Doing very well as well with eating. Breakfast has been super easy. I could do that in my sleep. It's just really making a protein shake and having some fruit with it. And I mix my protein shakes with almond milk. Not for any benefit of my own. It is a little bit lower in calorie, which is fine. It doesn't have a whole lot in the way of protein, but I use it because Ryan and Scarlett have they're not lactose intolerant. They just have a sensitivity to, I think it's casein. I never remember the pronunciation. So almond milk works well for them. I don't mind the taste. It's fine, works fine, tastes fine. So that's just usually what we have around the house. We do keep regular milk on occasion when we need to, especially for cooking and whatnot. So it's small doses for them. It's not a problem. So we can still cook with it when it calls for something. Because if you try to cook and substitute almond milk for cow milk, no, not a chance. It screws everything up. It doesn't work. But I usually, like I said, have that with some fruit. I have my Quest bar and pack myself, more fruit, veggies, and just, a variety of stuff. And then, like I said, as I mentioned last week, just having a good, reasonable dinner. And I've kept myself within a good calorie range. This past week, I focused on the food, which I felt like I did very, very well. With that, even because it was my birthday, I didn't really eat anything, besides one thing. I didn't really eat anything that was something I didn't feel like I shouldn't have. I did have some cake. Ryan and Scarlett and my niece baked a cake while I was at work. And of course, I'm going to have some. It's my birthday. I wasn't going to, say no. And it was very good. And it was enjoyable. And it was, I said, I enjoyed it and I had it. And I'm still with that. And I did have a beer on my birthday. I have been good about not having, keeping that restricted at the same time. So at least, especially during this challenge, I'm going to have it on occasion, but maybe, limiting that when really necessary or when it's not necessary, to be honest. But I did have one on my birthday as well. So, obviously, that was a big calorie day, but, still with it, even with that included, I did very well. So I'm very proud of myself. But again, week 1 was focusing on the food. I feel like I did very well with that. Week 2, this week, I'm keeping with the food, and then I'm getting back into exercise. I got up before Dawn could even have an ass crack. I got up probably 5 o'clock this morning. I just wake up early regardless. Can't sleep in. Never have tried. Doesn't work. So I got up and went to our fitness center here at our new apartment complex, which is a really, really nice, short little walk. They've got like four treadmills, 3 ellipticals, a couple of bikes, a small amount of free weights, but then a really nice weight machine that you can do all sorts of different exercises on. And I felt great. I did about 25 minutes. 25 minutes on the elliptical, and then I stopped. I did some weights, just different, various exercises that I'm used to, and then I went and finished up. I did 15 minutes on the treadmill. Felt great. Got back, worked up a massive sweat. Got back, and it was still not even 6:30. So I got home, showered, and did what I do best, and I homebrewed this morning. So I spent the good part of the morning up and moving around, because even when I'm brewing, I'm running back and forth, grabbing stuff, moving things around. So it was a very productive, very active morning. A little, I wouldn't say too active, but active enough that I had chicken for breakfast, because I had cooked some chicken breasts on our stove, on kind of a grill based, grill. Has little grill marks on this pan that we have. I just had the rest of that this morning. Sounded good. It was easy. It was already cooked, so I just put it was already seasoned, but I added some sriracha on it and just kind of ate that for breakfast because I felt like it. Why not? But then that was really it until we went to the grocery store. So obviously I was walking around the grocery store hungry, but I did not give in to temptation. I did very, very well. Anyway, I'm also going to go, and I know people have talked about it before, but I am actually going to go back in and try another liquid week at some point. I'm thinking not this week, but the week after. I'm going to do a liquid week, just because one, I know I can do it. I want to see how my body reacts to that if I stick to a very limited, very strict regimen as far as my intake and what I'm having, kind of going back to that beginning of the weight loss post surgery, and also just to see how I do in, weight wise for the challenge, because it can't hurt. So, but I'm excited. Things are going very, very well. I'm excited to see how I continue to progress in this challenge, And then, of course, continuing onward from there, because it's not something where I'm just going to, stop, stop doing well and stop eating properly. No, that's definitely not going to be the case. I will adjust it slightly, of course. May enjoy, an extra beer or two here and there. But I through this challenge, the big thing I want to see myself get down to, I want to get back even lower than the lowest I was at post surgery, which I definitely feel like I can get to in a relatively short period of time. Maybe within another month or so. I don't think it's unattainable. I guess I don't want to, I don't want to give myself a goal of trying to do it too soon, but that's where I want to see myself, at that point. Because at that level, my lowest post surgery was 325, and even at 325, I felt fantastic. It's not that I don't feel good now, but I can definitely feel the difference. But 325, I was feeling really, really good, and then life happened, which often it can. But I feel like I can do it. I know that I can do it, and this has just been a good motivator to get back into doing it. I appreciate all the comments. I know this is running a little bit longer than I was expecting, but I do appreciate all the comments, the support from everybody. One thing I want to do as well, I haven't gotten into it much lately, but I have missed out. I may have dropped off on subscriptions of folks, and I want to start watching other videos again of other people, see how their progression is. So, if you've commented, I definitely want to go in and check out recent videos of you guys. If you know of anybody else that is, going through, a lot of those, pre-op and early post-op from weight loss surgery, if anybody you recommend, I'd be more than happy to check them out. So just definitely let me know in the comments. But I appreciate the warm welcome back, and I look forward to continuing kicking some ass through this challenge, and I will update you in another week. Take it easy, folks.